everyone. Welcome to welcome to Sounds Taboo. Thank you for coming back for a little chat with me and the Widers. Today we're going to talk about body confidence, what that means to you, what that means to us individually, and the journey of coming to that place where we can love ourselves and be confident in ourselves and in our bodies. So, ladies, welcome back to
Zalika,
Sergine,
Celestina Diamond.
Yeah, so let's talk, ladies, because our bodies, it's a big conversation for us ladies. We talk about it a lot. Every day.
We do.
One day we're feeling like yes, next day we're like no.
Yeah.
I'm a bit chubby, I'm a little bit bloated, or like I feel tired, or I'm like, you know, my head looks big today, what's going on? Sometimes I've got days like that where I'm like, I feel like I look like a boy. Or like I was asking my husband the other day, like my feet look big. Like I just, that's a new thing. I just felt like my feet look a bit bigger. I don't know why.
The things that go on in our heads.
I know.
Actually.
But what is your relationship with your body? Not now, like historically. What has your relationship been with your body? Celestina, our body ambassador.
Self-proclaimed fat activist.
I love the hand that came.
Absolutely, darling. Honestly, it's this drink that you've given me. I'm really living my Greek goddess life. This is great.
You're a little puppy now.
Honestly, this is meant to be my life. My journey to my body. Hey, gorgeous. You want to be in the convo? Let's talk about it. Journey about my body. Has been horrible. It has been horrible over the years.
Yeah.
I have been plus size since I was in primary school. And you're not allowed to be fat in the 90s. You're not allowed to be fat in the noughties. What are you thinking? You're barely allowed to be fat in 2010 onward. What are you thinking? That's not a thing. And I was constantly made to feel inadequate, ugly, unattractive, an outcast, bullied, that's just my family. It was really sad that it was across the board, so there wasn't really a safe place for me to just be me. Unfortunately, our culture is, my culture being a Nigerian woman, is you're not allowed to look like that because you're not married with a child yet.
So that's the only circumstance.
If you're a big woman, it's like, how many kids you got? Kind of vibe. So when you're 30s and you're a big woman, then there's no ring on your finger. It's kind of like, why do you look like that?
Wow.
And so it gave me a massive complex for a long time in my life. A massive complex. Really, really didn't like my body. I really, really hated myself for many years. I would say it was probably up until 4 years ago that my journey to self-love really started. 4 or 5 years ago, I remember it was actually on holiday. I love a holiday. A holibob is me. And it actually started in
I need to join this next time.
Can I just tell you, I'm a great holidayer. I will tell you much. I am.
Let's do it.
And it was in Malta that I was like, people do tend to ask me, oh, where do you get your stuff from? Especially bigger women. And I'm just like, I don't know, I get it from here, I get it from here. They're like, you're always so well put together. I said, I can't miss a step. I'm not allowed to miss a step. You know, no offense to someone like yourself.
Is it?
Constant pressure. And I still feel like that till today. I'm not allowed to miss a step. Going to the shop is still fabulous for me. Tesco saw me, especially during the lockdown, honey. They were like, where are you going? To buy bread. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And what would you wear to go Tesco?
Well, I stopped wearing heels, as you already know. I'm still going back to heel life. But it was definitely an ankle boot flex, a skirt or some shorts, a cute top. The wig was curled, a bit of just to go. There's always that, because I'm plus size. I'm not allowed to just be casual. I'm not allowed to just be laid back.
Really? So what kind of feedback do you get if you are just?
It's that fat people look like that anyway. Fat people can't dress. Fat people don't know how to take care of themselves. Fat people don't care about their body image. It's that, and that is a massive misconception, which again I really fight against.
So have people said that to you, or is that more just something you felt?
Both.
Yeah.
It's both, and you can kind of tell with how people communicate and respond to you sometimes. And it's even when sometimes people are complimenting us, but you're not actually complimenting. You dress really nice for a fat girl.
Yeah.
Oh, you dress really nice for your size.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh really? What does your mum dress like?
You just really nice for your size.
Yeah, those are the
Somebody
kind
has
of
said that out
comments.
loud.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Someone has said that to me.
And even comments like,
common.
and people think this is a comment, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to look at a camera, saying to someone, if you can do it, that means I can do it too. Sometimes that is not a compliment. Sometimes that is actually disrespectful, because what you're trying to say to me is you're bigger than
someone
me.
like you.
And if you can care about, if you can like how you look about your body, why shouldn't I care about how I look about my body? Does that make sense? And
Because it's so unimaginable.
It's so
that
exactly.
you should be
So
able
sometimes
to,
you think you're actually complimenting a big. Just say I look nice, and let's just keep it at that. Just
Do
tell
you
me
know
I
why
look
they can't say
fabulous.
that? Because it's not about you.
It's about
It's
them.
about them.
That part, because someone did it to me.
You're
the other day.
just giving someone else confidence to be themselves.
Yeah.
Basically, which is something that they'd never be able to identify because they don't have that level of self-awareness. But yeah, you're just giving them confidence to be confident for themselves.
And I love that, but try and take it and work on that quietly.
Yeah.
But saying to me, if you can do it, if you can dress like that, that to me isn't a compliment to me, because what you're saying is you see as I'm that so far out of what you think I should be able to look like, that my God, if she can do it, then there's no reason for me to, want to feel and look as fabulous as she does. And it's, I'm not here to make anybody else feel better about themselves. I'm not.
You're just here to be you.
I'm here to be me. And if in the process of that you happen to feel better about yourself, then that's great. I had to stop caring about other people's opinions of me. But first of all, I had to start listening to what my opinions of myself was. And that was the hardest part. That was the most difficult part, if I'm brutally honest with you. And I had to start a whole entire mantra and I guess we'll talk about that a bit later on, about the actual full journey. But, going back to your question, it started off really horribly. And I'll say it's only been in the last pushing it 5 years that I've actually gotten into this place of, when I say self-love and I genuinely love my body, that's exactly where I'm at.
Zalika, how about you?
Well, I grew up in a very Jamaican household, the type where they would tell you you're fat. Like, you're fat, man. You're fatty. So they tell you you're fat. And then they will feed you. This is it. And be like, you got to eat all the food. So,
eat all your dinner. Don't waste it.
And I think as well, I don't know if it's a Caribbean thing, if it's also like in the Nigerian or Congo, but I feel like we had to prove, I don't know if prove is the right word, but food was just in abundance. You know what I mean? Like there's so much food.
Use food to communicate.
The time, So I was never without when it came to food. And I remember my nan used to make me like platters and I just used to get stuck in totally. So so when I was maybe in secondary school, I was about like a size 16, 18. And I remember my mum took me to Fonthill Road and I tried on this suit. And I only knew I was an 18 because that was the one I had to put on. And I remember thinking, nah, this is not for me, because I guess I realized I was moving in that I was on this road now, getting bigger and bigger. So I was like, I just remember that being a point in time. I didn't necessarily do anything about it at the time, but I just remember thinking. And I think the way it fitted me as well, like I didn't like it. And also when I was in secondary school, black girls were very much a minority and we always tended to be bigger. So we weren't attractive, in that environment. And then I remember then going from there to an all black college and then everything switched. And I realized suddenly it was cool to have a big bottom. Suddenly it was cool to have like breasts. It was cool to, and then so everything shifted, and then it was the tight jeans and all of this sort of stuff. So everything totally changed. And men, I think when you're younger as well, a lot of your, wrongly or rightly, but your self-confidence comes from how men respond to you.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of confidence from the fact that guys were attracted to me at that age. So yeah, like throughout that time, it was kind of cool. And because I'm from quite an active family, I've always done some kind of activity. So I played netball a lot when I was younger, and then I got into the yoga, always kind of went to the gym and stuff. But I think, yeah, so in terms of, again, like the whole kind of self-love word does kind of confuse me. I definitely don't hate my body, and I definitely like to look good. So yeah, I guess I do love my body, but I there's definitely always, for me, there's always room for improvement.
Something you can do.
You know, and I always talk to you about, you know, like herbs and, you know, having the whole, because I get IBS sometimes when I get excited and eat too much, like I just did. So that's definitely still like something. So for me, it's more about food and just making sure I'm eating well. Because I know once you eat well, really, your body just kind
Everything
of,
happens.
falls into place. But I do think it's important. I do think, you know, if and when I have children, especially girls, I will be open to those conversations because I think even in the society we're in, we need to navigate that because even getting into yoga was a very middle class, skinny white girl, you know, activity. It's not a place for black girls, and I see so many girls come to my class because I'm black, you know, and because they will see someone with a bottom doing certain postures and feel comfortable.
Yeah, like, oh, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, you know, they'll be like, what do you do with your hair when you go? And we can have that conversation. But because I remember being in classes and they used to be like, oh, tuck your thing under. I'm like, it is. It is. It's tucked.
It's tucked, babes. It's tucked.
It's really tucked.
This is the best you're going to get. And you're blessed in abundance, babes.
So, you know, all those things. And so I think it's so good that you do have these social media platforms where we can see ourselves reflected in these different things that we might want to do, but might be like, I cannot do that.
Self-conscious about it.
Yeah. So I think it's so good now that you do see all shapes and sizes doing the most, because then you're like, let me just try it. You know, let me just see if I can just put my leg. You know? So I think that's good. I think, you know, we're definitely in a good space, but yeah, I'm definitely still learning about my body and just learning, like trying to just listen to what it wants. I don't know if I was mentioning it to you the other day, just stuff like where, especially when it comes to food, kind of eating emotionally, like eating when I'm not hungry, but because I'm pissed off, I'll internalize it, and I'm angry, so I want something like crunchy to just, you know,
or boredom.
I'm bored.
Okay, so you're a bored eater, you're an emotional eater.
Yeah, and I'm a comfort eater, so I want like all them cakes tonight. Oh gosh, like laying on the sofa.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then I wake up in the morning with my pregnant belly and be like,
see, I'm an emotional drinker. So I need a
We'll talk about that. That's a whole nother podcast.
I say that to say, like, as it's fine, but equally, you are giving your body stuff it doesn't need.
Absolutely.
And you're putting it under pressure to, you know, process, digest this.
And it's the amount
stuff
as well, because you can't just keep going back and just like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And it's fine now, you know, but over time, it's like, it is to a degree a form of abuse to yourself. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it definitely warrants thinking about, you know, just the different ways that you cannot necessarily, just for a few moments of niceness, like take it out on your body, basically. That's where I'm at with it.
Sergine, where are you? What's your journey? You're Congolese. Is it similar to Nigerian culture in terms of like?
The thing with me is like I've always been big, but obesity runs in my mum's family and my dad's family.
Okay.
But so I've always been a big girl, and I moved here when I just turned 15, I think. And I remember as a kid, I had like a big bum, and it was like I had a lot of attention from like guys, friends. So when I was younger, I was this girl in school with a big bum, you know, so, and because my waist is, you know, tiny, so the shape. So I never had an issue with how I looked until I moved to the UK. And back home as well, it's like, big is beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a thing that you have when you're a bit bigger, you're more beautiful. So when I moved here, it was different because it was like, oh wait, there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
It's the opposite, isn't it?
Yep.
So I think when I got older, and I think when I moved from Congo to here, food is different. In Congo, you eat everything fresh. Here, everything is processed, and
modified.
you know. And I'm an emotional eater as well. So I think I started feeling a way about my weight because of social media, because of, you know, I remember like size 0 was a thing at a particular time. So I started to become a bit more conscious of how I looked. But also because I put on weight, the people in my community would just literally just come to me and be like, yeah, just like you guys, oh my gosh, you've put on so much weight, oh my god, you're so big, oh my god. And it's just like, okay, I'm tired of it. So it's never been like a deep thing for me, but I think 2 years ago, I got to a place where I looked at myself in a mirror and I know what I saw was a result of eating in an unhealthy way. So I knew it wasn't because I was just genetically big. It's because there's also certain things that I'm doing to myself that I shouldn't be doing. So I kind of just noticed that I really didn't love myself, like from my skin. Like I remember I can't go to like a shop without wearing makeup. It was a thing. So I kind of realized that there was a lot to it than just me being big. I needed to love myself. And so part of loving myself is watch what I eat. I'm not a skinny girl. Like I'm not slim. So I don't want to be slim. But at the same time, I don't want to put on weight because I'm eating bad. So I kind of like just decided to start doing intermittent fasting and just loving myself, because I feel like, you know, you would look at some people who are big, for example, but you don't know what that person has been through. You don't know why they're big. You don't know what. Some people literally eat the emotional issues away because they're dealing with a bigger problem and they're finding something else to, you know, to just distract them. So I think for me, it was important to look within myself and ask myself, why are you looking? Why did you put on weight? Like what's going on? So yeah, I just decided to start doing intermittent fasting. And I think the thing for me is as well is I tried a lot of things. When the whole size 0 came up and I was going to school and I was the bigger one, it was just like, let me try. I remember there was a time I was taking like pills to lose weight. There was a time I did a lot of things. There was a time where I did keto and it just never worked. And I was like, I can't put myself through things that don't work. I need to find something that I can do and do as a lifestyle as opposed to something that I just do it for, you know, a season of time. So I discovered intermittent fasting. I studied it and I was like, you know what? Let me try it and see how it's going to work. Honestly, I felt so much better because I learned that I was basically just distracting the process of my body actually processing food. So every time my body is like burning bread or whatever I've just eaten, I just distracted with rice. So I just learned more. So my body. So I realized, okay, let me see what we can do here. So I actually lost a lot of weight. And then lockdown came. And then lockdown came. But honestly, it was such a refreshing way of losing weight for me because I didn't have to stress. And I think sometimes it's the fact that we look at ourselves, we don't like how we look, but we feel the pressure, so we do anything that is out. Keto's out, let me try keto. This is out, let me try this. No, you have to try and do what works for you. And for me, I've kind of noticed that this, like, if you're doing something as a lifestyle, there's not pressure because you know you're doing it because you love your body. Now, today, even though I've put on weight during lockdown, I'm okay with it. I don't feel bad, and I actually love myself now. I've actually dealt with a lot of insecurities and a lot of things that used to make me eat a lot. Those things I've dealt with. So now I just look at myself. I love myself before doing anything else. So anything that I do to lose weight or to look fit or whatever, it's because I love myself. So yeah, that's really been my journey.
Yeah.
So far.
It's finding that balance in it of like, I think I said this to you briefly yesterday, of like loving yourself, but then still wanting better for yourself as well in terms of your health.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like what's all on social media now is like, okay, great, we're celebrating all bodies, which I think is beautiful.
Yeah.
But I feel like some of it is also like, you need to love my body, even though I'm clearly like really, really obese and like you're gonna have health issues.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, celebrate your body, but also like health is everything.
Yeah.
So be healthy. If you still end up being not a size 8, then that's fine.
Yeah.
Because you're still giving yourself what your body needs.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
I
what's
have
this?
these conversations a lot.
Yeah.
And it does tend to get quite controversial.
Go ahead.
So what does healthy look like to you? I think let's break that down
healthy
first.
is not a look.
Yeah.
Healthy is just a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And then because you change your lifestyle to a healthier lifestyle, you're eating clean, you're eating healthier, you're giving your body exercise, which we need.
Yeah.
You know, exercise has many benefits. It's for our health. Drinking a certain amount of water, having a certain amount of greens and vegetables, proteins, blah, 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 right? When you do that, right, and you change your lifestyle for maybe eating unhealthy foods, your body will react to that, right? Your body will react to how it reacts. You're going to lose weight, your skin's going to get clearer, you're going to sleep better.
Yeah.
All these things that happen, right? So however you look once you do that is however you look.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there are just certain facts, right? You're not gonna do all of that, but still be a size 30.
Yeah.
It's not gonna.
But can I
know what I mean?
can I just before
Yeah,
you?
no, I want to hear this.
I think it's interesting, and I read a book last year because I completely agree with you. But equally, I think I was reading a book by a doctor last year who was talking about integrative health, and the fact that someone came to him and she had these conditions, and basically, in order to relieve herself, I don't know if it was diabetes, something, to relieve herself of that, she would have to change her diet. Yeah. And she did that, but she was a Spanish woman and she loved preparing food for her family, and they'd all sit down and eat. And she just loved, she was very passionate about that. So anyway, she started this new diet and she would cook for her family, but she would eat this separate thing. And over time, she actually then developed mental health issues because she was no longer able to enjoy that with her family anymore.
Yeah.
And it actually started to make her worse as a result.
Yeah.
So that's why you actually saying, what does health mean?
Yeah.
It isn't sometimes eating, because I know I'll love my chicken and brown rice and veg. But if that means you cook a meal here and I'm like, no, it's cool because I want to go home and eat my,
by yourself.
my 30 grams of protein. That's not healthy. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy this meal and socialize with, and do you know what I mean? So I think, there really is a wider scope to health.
Yeah.
Where, because even I see it, like there's this girl I follow on Instagram and she one day she posted herself, she was like skipping and she was like, I've burned 400 calories before like 9 a.m. and everyone was congratulating. I was like, that's madness.
That's a lot.
Like it's actual madness, baby.
Yeah.
Sleep, it's cool. Like, why did you need to do that? And she's already super slim. And, and things like, another one that really gets me is women who have children and a week later are like, look at me. That's not impressive.
No. It's
not. When, in my mind, when you should be just taking it easy, your priority is your baby, but you're posting pictures on the internet for people you don't even know or shouldn't even kind of care about to some degree. So I think, it is. I think it does, because I guess we could all starve ourselves and become size 8 and be extremely miserable.
Yeah, but I think
But not everyone who would
go
even
on.
starve themselves would even be a size 8.
No.
Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
Everybody's body is programmed differently.
Yeah.
One thing I want to stress is that health and weight are not synonymous to each other.
Yeah.
They are two different things.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to use you as an example here because of your frame compared to mine. if you were to put just us two in a room automatically and say who is the healthiest, 99% of the people will probably point more towards you purely because of your frame. But let's say, for example, you are someone who has a disgustingly awful eating habit. You, like you said, let's use the fact that you said that sometimes you can be an emotional eater. So sometimes, you know, you could really binge on all of that junk food. Whereas, and then if you look at someone like me, using this as an example, I could be like, I've only had soup today, and then I had some salad in the evening, and that's literally what my life has been like. But because maybe I could be suffering with some kind of illness where I'm having to take drugs, that's making me put on weight, as an example, or something within that. But automatically what people go by is just how you look. And that is one reason why I fight so hard for women who look like me, because it is not always based on food. It's not because we're greedy. It's not because we want to sit there eating pots of rice and pasta. It's not because of that. And then I believe that we have been programmed into believing about the BMI scale. I would just like to point out that the BMI scale is utter trash. I would like to use another word, but this is a family-friendly show. Utter trash. The BMI scale, when it was being created, was not, number one, looking at black bodies. In fact, non-white bodies, let me just be clear, our frames are completely different. Number two, they were using the measurements based on rugby players. They were using, white men. In fact, to be specific, they were using it based on white men. You cannot compare
and then
the
judging
body.
everyone by that.
Judging everybody. But then this is, let's not talk about race, but that's where I was about to go. This is what they do. So you now have a whole system which is now being used worldwide, where everybody, the whole entire world, is being judged based on this one system. And we are all supposed to look like this. And we are all told that if you are over the number 20, then you are classified as clinically obese. Do you understand how ridiculous that sounds? I have a friend who was... This girl has never been above a size 10 in her life. In December, they told her she was obese. She lost some weight. During the lockdown, they have now told her that she's anorexic. She's only gone down one dress size. Deep that. Again, this is all based on the BMI scale.
Wow.
Literally. And this is why I fight so hard for what I do. What I do is not because I want the whole entire world to be fat. My thing is, regardless of what you look like, you can be healthy. There was a dancer that we knew who was in the black community. Her name was Kimberly J. She used to dance for like Madonna. She's really popular. She a lot of music videos, more towards like the early 2010 kind of era. British woman. And she was a plus size woman, roughly about my size. And this woman was doing things with her body that I couldn't see skinny people doing. But everybody would look at her and be like, she has to be unhealthy. But I'm like, do you understand how much calories that she's probably burning
Yeah, we're not
per
dancing
day?
like that.
She was a professional dancer being used for music videos. You cannot tell me that she's not healthy. She may, but so having, yes, I may have some more fat on my body than another person, but that doesn't make you healthier than me. Now, if I'm walking and I'm not struggling to breathe and I'm able to jog for a bus, how can you tell me that I'm not healthy? If I'm in a place where I cannot move my body at all, that might be a bit different. We can be concerned about the health aspect of that. But then again, there's a lot of focus on bodies like mine, because we're physically, you can see that we're a bit bigger. But then there are people who are incredibly slim, but nobody looks at the fact that they're incredibly unhealthy. I have a friend who is below a size 8 and she hasn't had a period in over 4 years. But nobody would look at that and be like, you're unhealthy, because physically she doesn't look it. And it's very frustrating for people like me, for women who look like me, because not everybody carries this level of confidence where they're like, I don't really care what people say anymore, because I know how I feel about my body. So when you were saying, you know, the reason, like, you put on a bit of weight during lockdown, but you don't really mind, the reason why you were able to get to that place is because before you even started to lose weight, you had gone into a journey of, I need to love me first, how I look. Let's start with how I look now. Because you can lose all the weight, and if you don't like how you look now, you lose all that weight
Never like it.
and then never like yourself. Never like yourself.
I think that's so important, but I think I wanted just add that. I understand the BMI, and it's so important what you said about not mixing up health and weight, because they're two different things. But guys, we need to talk about the pressure from social media as well, because and like celebrities and people who are, you know, if you look at Beyonce, for example, you look at these people that have so much money, they have, you know, they can literally do anything they want. Money can get them anything that they want. The pressure of looking like people like that is actually crazy. And I look at my niece, for example, like my niece is, 16? And she's just innocent girl. But when I look at her now, she wears makeup and her wigs and stuff. And I'm just like, I need you to be a child. I need you to just be a baby. So I think sometimes as well is how much we allow the outside influence get to us. And I think that's so important, because if you love yourself first, like we were saying, then everything else wouldn't matter. And what Stephanie was talking about as well, being healthy, it's not, we're not saying you should just eat this or not. No, it's about, you know, for me, for example, what that looks like for me is if I wake up in the morning, well, I don't eat in the morning anyway, but let's just say I wake up in the morning and I have bread, for example, like I have toast. I know that for my lunch, I'm just going to try and stay away from the carbs at least, because I've had bread in the morning. And then for my dinner, I just have to compromise a bit more. So I think it's about trying as much as you can, being realistic. And the issue for me and why I did intermittent fasting was because I can't do keto. I love rice. I love pounded yam. Who are you to tell me not to eat pounded yam?
Who are you?
I love pounded yam. I love rice. I'm like, I cannot live without these things. I'm sorry. I have to have some of it. I need to be aware of how much I take in, of course, but I can't do keto for the rest of my life. And I actually did a challenge for 2 weeks. I lost so much weight on keto. As soon as I went back, everything that I lost came back.
Right.
So I know that I cannot do keto for the rest of my life. Intermittent fasting, however, all I have to do is not eat for a particular amount of time. So I don't eat until like 1 or 2. And then I stop eating maybe around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., depending on how I feel. So that works for me. And with that, I can still manage what I'm eating, and I can still eat whatever I want to eat, including my walks, and I can manage that. So I think it's about what you are doing, because obviously we have to take in a lot of, you know, things into consideration, illnesses, medication. We have to take that.
Hormone
but I think
imbalances,
exactly. Ultimately, it's about you just. I think we need to just focus on loving ourselves and being healthy. And regardless of how you look, it's okay, because you know, and I know that with the pressure, it causes a lot of mental health. A lot of people are killing themselves because of how they look. So that's even like a bigger conversation. But I think if someone is watching me out there, all I want to say to you is, number one, you have to love yourself first. Love who you are with the way you look. If you're size 8, cool. If you're size 16, 14 like me, great. And try your best to be healthy as much as you can. Don't let anybody come and tell you you're too fat, you're too skinny, because it's none of their business.
And that's on
So,
period.
yeah.
I think also it's because like you say, people have different metabolisms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And as women, we've got like our hormonal thing. So I think it's actually, if you are going through something, I think you should allow yourself to gain weight, because your body is just like, you're going through something. So to really kind of be like, well, why don't I weigh this amount? Or why don't I? You're being really hard on yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's the point I want to make. Really, is that it's not so much whether you eat a donut or a packet of crisps for your lunch. What are you telling yourself about that? If you're saying telling yourself, do you know what I mean? And then you feel guilty after.
The negative messaging when you're eating it.
Conversation.
If you eat that, you're going to be this. You're just greedy. You take
exactly. It's all been programmed into you.
Messages that you're getting from
negative
online,
relationship
all the
with
things that
the
people are
food.
telling you in the past. And that then becomes your conversation with your body. I'm telling you, as a yoga teacher, everything you tell yourself, like, is real. Your body
come on now.
Like, your body is responding and absorbing everything you say to it.
Yeah.
So you really do have to. I'm telling you, if you want to eat the donut, babe, enjoy
Yum the
the
donut.
donut. Like, enjoy it.
Yum it.
Like, everything.
It is about balance, isn't it? 'Cause when I was younger, I was like, you're the girl with the big bum, I was the girl with the big boobs. Like, that was me in school. Like, I was the only like developed girl, like in primary school, I had like double D's, like bigger boobs, but I was really sporty as well.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of puppy fat. I was soft, you know,
Yeah.
still am soft and a little bit tough,
Yeah.
you know, big boobies everywhere. So trying to like play netball and play football and do like, I was really sporty, athletic, so
Yeah.
and I'm just like I really want to be a long distance runner. However, like
These are not going to work for me.
it's gonna hurt after a while. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can't like.
Yeah.
I can pick up speed, but I'm not straight fast with the things. I've got to navigate like everything rubbing.
School sports bras.
Hike
up to your throats.
Even that good the sports bar then.
Tragic.
Everything was still moving a lot. Like it was a lot going on. So it's like I had puppy fat for a long time, even into secondary school. I was still the most. There was another girl, black girl, who was shapely. She was taller than me. She had big, really big boobies. But she didn't carry herself that well. She kind of used to walk around like this. And I was just like, oh, babe. Like,
There's only two of us here.
Yeah.
We need to get
Do
it
you know-
together.
Do you know what I mean?
Let's get it together.
Yeah. You know, but it was like, I was a little bit more put together with some from performance background.
Yeah.
So you know how to like, you know, just wear your stuff, however. But I was like, the curve. I remember going to school one time, and this is a great moment that I still enjoy. It was like a day of school where you can go in and wear what you want. And that's the reason why I loved. So when I met Sergine, she had this beautiful, like, this is an Adidas jumpsuit, right? So when I was in school, I got like an Adidas tracksuit, and it was like high-waisted leggings, really tight, little Adidas crop top, and Adidas trainers for this non-uniform day in secondary school. Do you know what I mean?
Wonderful.
So and I played basketball.
Oh, brilliant. This
So in
is
the playground
great.
with the boys, as I usually do, always hanging out with the guys, went to play basketball, and all the guys were like, what's that? Look at Stephanie. And I was just like, I'm 14, I got this big woman body.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was all right with it.
Yeah.
I feel like other people weren't all right, adults.
It's
You know,
always that.
they weren't all right with it though.
Yeah.
That body confidence that I had
Yeah.
at that age, like really, really young, I was cool. Like, and I loved to dress up and wear bright colours and this and short and long and tight and loose and everything. And like, I feel like that kind of confidence that I had then over time changed. So like when I got older, I got really slim. I went to like a tiny like size 8. Actually went from being really soft to actually realising that my body's quite, when I lose weight, I don't really have any shape.
Right.
It's not, still busty. Yeah, I was tiny. Yeah. I'm still very thighy, like leggy, but like everything is just pretty straight.
Yeah.
Just a bit busty. Like I got really fit. I was gym 5-6 times a week. Like I loved it. And then, so that was like my late teens, early 20s. And then when I hit like 21, I was like, oh, like the hips are starting to like get a bit bigger now. Do you know what I mean? Like everything
Really
started
started to
changing
form,
again.
yeah.
And I didn't like it.
Oh, okay.
Even though, the thing is, I was confident in myself when I was younger, but I was shamed a lot by people, by women, of course, as you do, the aunties, whatever, mum, talk about, you know, cellulite, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. And make you conscious of it, even though I wasn't conscious of it. I didn't care about it. And then I went from being tiny to then going back to kind of that soft body again. And it's like all of that kind of comes back of like, like, do you know what I mean? It's a bit, I like wearing shorts, but it's like, oh, I've got cellulite, like I've got this little patch of cellulite here, and it's like you don't feel comfortable wearing it. And it's like, you have to learn your body all over again. And it's like, how do you practically find that self-love? So then when your body does change so drastically, that you're still like, I'm cool. Do you know what I mean? But see me, I'm still like, I love to work out. So on this lockdown, or before the lockdown, I started putting on weight, but then I put on a bit more, and like, as we said, you know, before, like my mental health was struggling. I wasn't working out at all, which is not like me. I wasn't moving, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't working out. And then like, when I don't do that, like all kinds of problems start happening. My feet start hurting, my back start hurting me. And then I realised, just walking up the stairs in my house, I started feeling like a bit struggly. Like I was like, oh. To me that was like, red flag. No. you need to start moving your body. So like I know that my body benefits when I exercise, when I start moving, because I sleep better, my back is less hurting, my feet don't hurt as much. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm stretching every day as well, which I really need, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, how can I do this? How can I now? Because as soon as I start working out, I put pressure on myself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about that conversation.
Yeah, to get back to that when I was 19, gym bunny. I'm like, I gotta, it's like all or nothing. Right, I'm working out now, so now I need to work out every day. I gotta work out for an hour. And I have to work out to get back to that body. And it's like, Steph, what are you doing? Why are you putting all this pressure on yourself? Because
but my question
you're
is why?
now.
Because from what you're saying that you were the girl with the big boobs.
Yeah.
So you were quite confident already about your body. So are you saying then that the aunties and other women's opinion about how you were carrying yourself got you to feel insecure about how you looked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it makes you look at your body and you feel like, okay, I know that I'm curvier than like, the area that I live is mostly white girls I went to school with, and they didn't have, they weren't developed yet.
Yeah.
So I know my body's different already and stuff. And like, you do have some hang-ups. At the time, I remember loving Britney Spears' body. At the time, she was like doing Slave for You, and she wore like, the low-waisted and the abs. And I was like, oh my God, like I need to have, like I need that body. I need the body. Do you know what I mean? And like, I feel like later on I got close to that because I was in the gym so much. But before that, I wasn't,
But again, when you were in the gym, what was those conversations you were having?
That's what I want to know.
In the gym, I think it's bigger than just my body, the whole gym thing. For me, it was where I was. So I grew up, in the choir, as we all know, my dad's choir, around people a lot. For my age, I was at the front singing the solos, and I was choir director. I had a lot of responsibility, got a lot of judgment from older women in the choir. I was like the baby of the choir. There's a lot of pressure to kind of keep up with them, a lot of pressure to really be excellent. So they would judge me less, and so they would accept me as well as being the baby. Even though I looked up to them, and there were a few ladies in there who came to be my mum, which I appreciated, and didn't put me under that pressure. But a lot of the women who I did look up to as like vocalists and stuff like that, they would judge me quite harshly because I think they were intimidated by me as well. So there was that thing of like, I needed to be excellent. I needed to make sure vocally I was excellent. I needed to make sure that I was a very fast learner at harmonies. I was a very fast learner and at learning songs, like in no time. Like I was just like everything across the board in my life was like excellence. It has to be excellent. I need to just be disciplined. Discipline. That was me. I would always practice. I was very intense, and a part of it I really liked. But I kind of still had that now. I think. In terms of the discipline with me practicing with myself vocally, with singing. I don't really sing anymore. Like I don't just sing to myself. And I know that's tied to that time of me not really singing for fun. But singing to be excellent, singing to perform, singing
because I'm being judged in this area. So if I am excellent with all of this, then they will look at less of this.
In.
But this
whenever
goes to
I
say
showed up,
amazing.
I was like well put together. I was like, everything was immaculate. And people hated me for it, but I felt like I couldn't not be that because I'm also not like them either. So that there was no middle ground for me to just be cool. Do you know what I mean? If I wasn't this, I would be like those bitchy people who like are lazy. And I'm like, I'm not that. I'm not lazy. So like I just have to be great, innit? Like I just have to just go ham, and I enjoyed it at the time. Because it was good for me, but at the same time now I realise I'm trying to find a place where I can just enjoy.
But I think it goes back
I'm
to
struggling to find that place where I'm just doing stuff because I love
100%.
it. I'm singing to myself just because I love it. I'm exercising now. I think I've worked it out, just trying to do like half an hour a day. That works for me. I realise, Steph, you get bored easily. So don't try and work out for an hour and you're not... Like if I was in the gym, great. But when you're working out from home, I'm like, really? An hour just like in front of the computer, like doing this workout. Like, do you know what I mean? In your living room, like I'm in my house every day. So it's like, okay, Steph, half an hour, go for a little jog, go for a run, do your hits.
Yeah.
And cool, no pressure. Do your stretch. Like, no pressure. I'm just like trying to shake it off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like trying to just be cool with myself. If I put on a little bit of weight, if I lose a bit of weight, if you know, wherever I am. Just try not to put pressure on being anything. And yeah, I think that's where I'm at now. And I don't know. It's a journey. How did you get to the place where you feel like I'm okay? Like
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
I am okay.
I love my body.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe some days you're like, oh, like
Because I'm a
really?
human.
Yeah, as you put it out
Yeah.
there, like it's not fitting me how I need it to fit. It's not
Yeah.
dropping.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like
My journey genuinely did start 4 years ago, and it was when I was in Malta with my friends, and my friend was taking pictures of me, and she was just like, you know, you're quite photogenic, you know, people are constantly asking you about where you get your stuff from. And I was just like, do you know what, it might be nice for me to actually just kind of share this sort of stuff on my page. And that was literally how it started. But around that time, I had started to look at my body differently, and that was by choice.
Yeah.
I was very, very tired of being told by everyone that my body was a problem.
Really?
I was very tired of it. I was
I'm
exhausted.
so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's just like
it's like you just can't go anywhere.
Can't-
Like you
yeah.
just don't feel
And
comfortable
it
anywhere.
hurts. It hurt at the time. It hurt so much more because it was coming from the people closest to me, aka my family. So for example, I remember my cousin's wedding around that time, actually about 4 years ago, and my mum, so I loved the dress that I had made.
Yeah.
I thought I looked fantastic.
I love it.
You're like in your mirror in the morning. Like,
I was ecstatic. A boobage, a flow. I love a ball gown.
That's all
Any
you need.
reason for me to have a
boobies.
dress sweeping
Yeah,
the floor,
yeah.
I need to make an entrance. That is me. I loved my dress. My gele was tight. Everything was fantastic. And the next week, my mum had come to see me, and she was just like, did you not see how all the other girls your age looked compared to you? Did you not see how their size were a lot smaller than you? And I said, I think that was when I really had my light bulb moment. And I said, if you have a problem with my weight, that sounds like a you problem.
Amen.
It sounds like a you problem. I am no longer...
Have you even had like health issues, or is there any reason?
I've genuinely not had health issues that have pertained
Yeah.
to my weight. That is the God honest truth. I do have health issues, but it has not necessarily been pertained to my weight.
Yeah.
And that is the truth.
Okay, so this is purely based on looks.
Yeah.
Purely based on looks, purely based on aesthetics.
Yeah.
And I got really, really sick of it, if I was honest with you. And I do have a bit of a mouth, I'm not going to lie, a bit of a gob.
Yeah.
And I eventually just started to answer back, but it had to start from the people that were closest to me. And I had to start defending myself more. And I started to say, well, if you don't like it, you don't have to be around me. But before I could start doing that, I needed to start being able to have conversations with myself. And I needed to be able to see exactly what I looked like and not be ashamed of it. So I started walking around in my birthday suit.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Naked.
Outside.
Not in my house. I love Zalika. She's so
But would you
logic. In my home.
Yeah.
No, girl,
Yeah.
that's a no. Everybody's trying to do it. Erica Badu moment. That's
Did she
not
do
the
that?
vibe. Yeah, one of her videos. And she got arrested and everything. Y'all didn't see it?
seen
In the street, honey.
Yes,
Woo!
Erica,
Yeah, she
alright.
fully got arrested. But it was a great video, by the way.
Like 10% of me was like,
Yeah.
she did that. I want to do that too.
Do it together.
Well, no.
Naked walk.
Would love to, as long as we're okay to get arrested. Then cool. But no, I had to start doing it in my home.
Yeah.
How can I ask other people to accept me when I can accept
accept
myself?
yourself.
Especially when I was like, I don't want to change for anybody else. That's the truth. I didn't want to change. I don't want to change. I'm very happy.
Can I ask you
Yeah.
a question?
Yeah.
When you were growing up, were you used to seeing like not your obviously like not men, but women naked?
Your
No.
mum, nothing.
No, that was
I
very...
grew up in a house.
Yeah.
There was a lot of nakedness.
Yeah,
Like,
me too.
naturally,
Yeah.
everyone was just like. So I walk around naked. I always have. It's never necessarily been a kind of
A taboo. Or
But I've
anything.
got a friend similarly who says she, as soon as she comes out of the shower and she's got her towel on, she puts on her clothes as quick as
Oh
possible.
wow.
Because she doesn't want to see
Wow.
herself.
And you know what? That's deep, you know, because same thing. I grew up in like I call it a naked house, but it's like it's conflicting advice because then you develop comfortability with your body, and then you wear something that's like, you know, comfortable, but then you get told no.
It's too much.
Why
It's
you
too
like
much.
it's too,
What's
or
it-
like it, you know, you got cellulite, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, but you
The
like,
nakedness in the house wasn't too much, but then
Yeah.
obviously me wearing this skimpy
Why-
outfit,
yeah.
I'm still wearing more than the nakedness.
I think from
Do you know
what,
what I mean?
from what
Does
we're
it
all
translate?
saying, it's almost like, it's not almost like, what it sounds like is that we are okay with ourselves until someone else says something.
Yeah.
Or we are not okay with however we look. And when someone says something, we feel worse. I've noticed that as a big girl, the way I carry myself, I like to look good. Yeah. Like during lockdown, I had my nails done, I had my waxing done, I feel good when I look good. Now a lot of people are like, you're not going anywhere. Why are you doing your nails? You're not going anywhere.
I'm not
I'm
doing it for
like,
anyone
I
else.
don't do these things for anybody else. I love myself.
Yeah.
When I get my nails done, when I do my waxing, when I do my facials, especially now, I don't really enjoy makeup as much. I love my skin. When I do everything that pertains to me naturally, I feel good. And so there's a lot of people that are threatened by that. There's a lot of people that look at me and they're like, you know what?
just that acceptance of
Exactly.
yourself,
And I
yeah.
think that's the same thing with you,
Intimidating.
especially when it comes to like these older aunties. I remember a situation at church. This was church actually. So I was actually dressed really well. Like there was no cleavage showing. I was always put together. And there was this auntie that stopped me one day and she was like, you know what? You have to be very careful when you come to church because we bring our husbands here.
Hey.
If your husband is
So-
looking at me at church, then he's not paying attention to the sermon.
No, but first of all,
Keep your mind on the wall.
period. No, but the thing is, you have looked at me and you've realized that you can't carry yourself the way I carry myself.
Yeah.
So now,
So now
I
you want to
intimidate you.
portray
Now
your
you're the
insecurity
problem.
on me.
Yeah.
And you know what? Knowing me, I would have just been like, you know what, yeah, maybe let me change. But I was like, you know what, no. That is a you problem.
It's projection,
Maybe you need to
man.
ask me where
Yeah.
I get my outfit from. Maybe you need to also ask me, how is it that I carry myself the way I carry myself? And I think it's very important for us to actually, or for anybody watching that's going through this right now, to start shutting down every other people's opinion about how you look.
But you
If
can't start doing that until
you love
start
yourself.
doing it to yourself.
Yes,
We
I
are
agree.
so critical of ourselves,
Yes.
and that was why my point about I had to start off by looking at
Yeah.
myself naked. A lot of us are afraid to look at ourselves naked.
Yeah.
A lot of us do not
And
know
I
our bodies
find,
look in
as
the mirror.
naked as I am,
Yeah.
when I'm not feeling my body, I don't look at myself.
You
as much.
cannot. You feel like you cannot in that moment.
Which is for
And
me,
in
is like
actual
what? Because
fact-
I'm
Yeah,
naked.
in actual fact,
Yeah.
that is the moment where you should look at yourself the most.
Yeah.
And these are the tips that I
Yeah.
give women a lot of the time, because I actually do give advice on body confidence
Yeah.
and how we look at ourselves and how we can encourage ourselves to feel better about how we look. And the first thing that I say is, you cannot be afraid to look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
When you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror is the more reason why you should. And in that moment, find a compliment.
Yeah.
It's so simple but so profound. In the moment where you hate your body the most, look at your body the most and find something nice to say about your body.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I think another thing you can do as well, if you are, because in as much as we're talking about body confidence, there are people who are putting on weight because you're choosing unhealthy habits because of the stuff that you're dealing with that, you know, we don't
Or
know.
losing it too much. as
Exactly,
well.
or losing it too
Yeah,
much.
yeah.
So
Starving as
when
well.
you look in that mirror, don't just look at your physical body, look at your inside as well, because what goes on the inside most of the time is what affects our outside. The choices we make to eat good or exercise or not exercise. Honestly, when I feel depressed, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
My days when I feel low, when I feel moody, I don't want to do anything. The days where I feel good, energetic, when I look in the mirror, I also see something different. So when you look at yourself in the mirror, when we're talking about compliment, don't just look at yourself and be like, yeah, I've got nice eyes. No, because there's more to you than how you look. And the moment where you start realizing that, the better for you, because I am not my body. Like, I've got masters, I've studied, I've got experience, I've got so many things about me.
Who are you
I
as
can't,
a person?
exactly. You can't exactly. You can't just focus on how you look. It's all well and good to look at yourself, but don't hide behind that, because there's a lot of people that also look good. There's a lot of people that, you know, are too skinny or too big, but they do the most. Do you understand? Like, I know a lot of people that they never used to like wear certain types of outfits, but now they do because they want attention. But they want people to see them. They want, and all of that, if you just do the work on the inside, and if you just look at yourself as a whole person, as not just like a physical being, then there's a lot of progress, I believe, that will start on the inside that will also, you know, transfer on the outside.
Touching on what you said, but there were some women, some people who actually have started to wear things that they wouldn't normally wear because they genuinely are starting to see their bodies differently. I noticed that when I became much more confident and I started to love my body more, I started wearing lingerie. You'll find lingerie all over my Instagram page. Yes, because I'm really, really bored of not seeing women who look like me in lingerie.
But there are also people who are doing it. Like, I like what you're doing it because you like it and now you're confident. You love your body, so you want to wear whatever you want to wear. But there are some, because I'm also big on, I don't just wear anything, because let's be honest, there's different outfit for different body types.
Absolutely.
But you can wear whatever you want to wear. I'm not saying you shouldn't wear whatever, but I know for myself there are certain outfits that I cannot wear. It wouldn't compliment me. And I find that some people, they would wear what doesn't compliment their body because they're trying to get attention, because they're trying to prove a point. You don't need to prove a point to anybody, whether you're big, slim, however you look. If you want to wear something because it makes you happy, then do that. But don't go and become somebody else because you're trying to fit in, or because you're trying to prove a point.
It's all about being honest to yourself at the end of the day, because any person that you belong to is you. And it's very important to continuously have your check-in moments. And you know, when people ask me why do you do what you do, or why is your page the way it is, and I'm like, because I'm really bored of not seeing women who look like me, and also I want women who look like me to know that they can feel and they can wear what I wear. Yes, I've got a big belly, and I still wear my lingerie. Yes, I've got a big belly, and I will still wear the tight up skin up dress. Absolutely, and you can still look flawless in it. So I don't. Just to wrap up for myself, I don't do what I do because I'm trying to encourage an unhealthy lifestyle. It's the complete opposite, actually. It's actually saying, regardless of what you look like, regardless of how slim you are, skinny you are, big you are, obese, whatever it is, whatever scale you are, you can be beautiful. You are beautiful. And it's about working with what you have. And I'll just end on the mantra which worked for me. And this is what I was saying in the mirror to myself every single day until I started to believe it. I am beautiful. I am worth it. I am enough. I am beautiful. I am worth it. I am enough. And I repeat that mantra to myself every single day in the mirror, naked. And we become our words. So of course you're going to become a bit more confident and love your body when you're saying, when you're speaking life into it.
I think and I think you make a good point there, that you really need to start wherever you are. You
That's
know?
what it is.
Because I think the delusion is very quickly that, boy, if I lose this stone, you know,
then
I'll look
because you're gonna lose that stone and still not be satisfied. And
and you're gonna be hungry.
I'm not enjoying it. I'm going to be girlfriends and be like, no, I won't have chips. No, I'm not going to have it. No, it's fine. It's not going to work for me, mate. It's not work. And the thing is, like, I love food, innit? I do. I love it. I just got to know, like, my boundaries. If you do that, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're going to have rum belly. You're going to be constipated. You're not going to sleep well. The skin's going to break out. Like, all this stuff I have to consider. But okay, Steph, is this, like, am I loving myself by doing this? Okay, maybe I'll have one flag.
Yeah, but that's because you love yourself. That's what we're saying. That's because you love yourself.
Yeah.
So when you love yourself, you will do everything. Like when you love someone, you take care of them. You know, you treat them right. You take them out. You buy them gifts. So once you
you pay
generally,
attention to
so
their needs
exactly.
as
So
well.
once you love yourself, the choices that you're making will also reflect that. So yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think as well, I think beyond the kind of, you know, the kind of what your body looks like, there's also just the level of appreciating what your body does for you.
Yeah.
In order for you to even
Yeah.
doing any of this.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes.
you can't forget. I mean, sometimes because I'm a bit of a nerd, I'll read like certain science books, and even what your body does in one inhale and exhale to get oxygen around your body
It's a lot of things.
is very profound.
Yeah.
What your body does to enable you to, you know, regulate your body temperature, for example, to allow you to exercise. Your body
That's so
literally
true.
honors your every command.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so
Come
even
on.
to just sit in that sometimes and be like, wow, this
Wow.
is amazing. You know, even if I might have ailments, injuries, certain things come up, you know, it's still beautiful that my body just wakes me up in the morning. Boy,
Yeah.
and it's like ready to go.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's definitely a space for like really respecting the master plan.
Yeah, come on.
Made your body
That's
even
so deep.
possible.
Yeah,
It's
that's
true.
so deep.
Just on a foundational basis, like just appreciating, your function, like the function of your body, your mind, that you know, just that you're alive. You can wake up.
Yeah.
Each day, even just sleeping. I always find, I mean, I love sleep. Just to go on a slight tangent, I love sleep, and I feel like it amazes me. I don't know why. I just thank God that He gave us sleep.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just so enjoyable. It's like, thank you. Because like, you're just still.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're just resting, you're breathing deeply. I just really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like, I really hope that there's been some beautiful tips in here and suggestions, like the affirmations. I've only recently started believing affirmations. Because people talk about it a lot. I was like, it's a bit airy-fairy. It's a bit, do you know what I mean? Blah, blah. But I wrote out loads and stuck them on my wardrobe. And it does help, especially when I'm feeling a bit distressed.
Yeah.
I sit in front of them and read them all to myself. So, yeah. And I like that, do it in the mirror naked.
Yeah.
I like that. And I also recently, I started following this other lady. And she posted on Instagram, but she was basically naked and was moisturising her body in front of the mirror. And just like putting some soft music and just moisturising herself. And I was like, it looks so beautiful. And I thought, actually, I'm going to try it. And even thinking about it, I think, okay, it might be a little bit awkward at first, but I feel like that is a beautiful thing to do, because especially for black women, moisturising our skin is such a thing already. But I feel like as we're busy with that, just kind of like do it really, we've got things to do, but like taking a moment, lighting some candles, you know, put on your music in front of the mirror, you're naked, and just moisturising yourself, I think.
Just loving on yourself.
Just loving on yourself. Yeah, it's a lovely thing to do. So, yeah. I hope this has been really helpful, guys. It's been so good chatting with you, and like a bit of an education as well for me, like talking to you, trying to, I don't know, just trying to understand the whole, I don't want to call it a movement, but just understand the journey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what it means to you
Of course.
as
And thank you for letting me share it as well.
And well done to you. We're proud of you. We need this. We need, especially for like the bigger women as well. Like no shade, but you know, we need some people that look like us to normalize that it's okay to look like us. So proud of you for that.
you.
and
Yeah.
how to dress as well, because what we were saying before about the shops that weren't available before.
Yeah.
A lot of big girls didn't know how to dress.
Yeah.
And I guess the clothes didn't accommodate it.
Yeah.
Didn't accommodate.
It wasn't
the shape.
available to us.
Yeah.
So it's great to see it, and I follow. I'm not plus size, but I follow plus size models.
Yeah.
And I love to see it. I do.
Yeah.
We got swag, baby.
We know that American model. She's a white girl.
Ashley.
Yes.
Yeah. I love her.
This girl has
Actually,
vibes.
Yeah.
I love to see
She's
it.
gorgeous.
That's how you know it's a presence, you know.
Yeah.
It's not a size
Yes,
thing.
it's how you
Or-
carry
You
yourself.
carry yourself and
Yeah.
enter a room.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just there's so many women, you know, in the industry that are making such amazing waves. You got Leslie, she's always the one that you see on PLT. Leslie, amazing. You got Felicity Hayward, you got Curvy Cam. There were so many amazing women who are, you know, curvy, plus size, bold, and are just absolutely rocking the scene. So yeah, it's
great to see.
Yeah, it
Like
is.
I don't follow. I don't think I follow any like really really slim people. I used to follow like really slim fitness people who were slim and then built their bodies, and I started finding that really discouraging for me because I'm not trying to do that. So like, why am I following someone who's got a completely different body type to me? But I would follow a plus size more because of the shape. And I have the shape. If you're smaller. So for me, it's like, okay, I know what it's gonna look.
But that's a good tip. That's a really good tip.
To my body. Because, but now I'm looking for like short curvy. Petite curvy.
I'm with you.
No, I was gonna say that's so important. I don't want us to miss that. If you are following people on social media that are not helping you with the way you look, unfollow them. You need to find people that look like you, and like even when you're dressing up in a certain way and things don't work for your body and you don't like what you see in the mirror, follow the people that have the kind of body that you have, because you will find, you know, that there are certain things that will work for you, and you can, regardless of how big you think you are, you can look good. You can look fabulous. So you better go and unfollow those skinny people that you are following.
There's people that are detrimental to your
You need to go and unfollow them. That's so good. I didn't do that. That's so good. That's so good.
No one's following because I'm you know, fitness. And I was like, no, Sarah,
that is so good.
Let's just reverse that.
Not doing that no more.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Sounds Taboo podcast. Please share. Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
And come back. Comments in the comments. In the comment section. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us everywhere. Not in real life because then you'll be a creep. Other socials.
Yeah.
And